Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today we are doing a lovely, uplifting, juicy reading on who is your future spouse. So I'm going to try to grab as many details as I can. And I hope everybody had a happy new year. I want to do like a 2022 kind of a reading. I will do that soon. I just wasn't really in the mood for it today, but I will get on that. And if you've been watching my channel for a minute, you know that I shuffle for the piles that you pick, and I always like to see what's on the bottom. And I love that you have Vesta home at the bottom of the deck, and you also have, oh my gosh, Helen of Troy and Freya. Oh my goodness gracious. So this is just like a lovely, beautiful energy that's already coming out for this reading. So you guys already know I've got 3 piles here, 1, 2, and 3. I'll put the picture up so you can see them closer, and I'll see what you're reading. Okay, so pile number 1. This one is really interesting because it's not, there's like, seems to be some side messages that are coming through. It's not simply answering the question of who is your future spouse. That answer is here, and I'm going to give you that information, but there's other things that Spirit is like wanting to point out. The first of which is, if you pick this pile, I feel like in some way, shape, or form, because tarot happens on a gradient, there's an acknowledgement that there's been obstacles on your path to finding your forever person. Some of you guys, like you could be experiencing outright frustration around that. Like, where is he? Where is she? I've been waiting, and I've been, working on myself, but tick tock, universe, tick talk. But for others of you, you still recognize that maybe that part of your life hasn't come together as easily as other areas, but you're still tootling along. You're on your path. You're confident that it'll happen whenever it happens. Take that however it resonates. For others of you still, I feel like you came to this message asking about a specific person, and this person could be married or otherwise emotionally unavailable. And Spirit is saying that that is not your person. That's not your forever person in this lifetime. And that as you work through severing the cords, working through, I think there's some abandonment issues. I'm really strongly seeing a masculine figure. So maybe some of you guys, there was a cold parent, I feel like. A lot of you have probably had to move away from some sort of a family situation that was difficult. And there's something about this person that you're asking about that brings up those feelings of not being loved or accepted, having to win somebody over, you know, something like that. And it really strongly is reminding me of like some CPTSD symptoms, complex post-traumatic stress symptoms, where one of the symptoms is that you can be attracted to unavailable people. And so as you start to work through that, I'm seeing a new beginning come in and happen for you, in which case I feel like this could be your person here as well. So now let's start getting into who this forever person actually is. Well, this person I think is somebody kind of like you, where this person definitely has not had the easiest of pasts, but it would be people really do love this person because they've used that almost as their own fertilizer. It has not been a crutch for them at all. They have taken that, they've done something with it. They've allowed it to make their hearts full of compassion, love, and empathy for other people who might be going through difficult times. But at the same time, this is somebody with good, strong boundaries and somebody who sees the world really well. I feel like an aspect of their difficult past, for some of you guys, this person was an outright orphan, but I feel like when you start to get to know them, you'll realize that there's a lot of family issues, or there's a lot of like they were on their own a lot. They had to figure things out because one of the symptoms, I guess, or like the byproducts of them having gone through that is they're like a Swiss Army knife of a human being. They are really good problem solvers. They know how to kind of plan things out and strategize in a good way, and move about the world in a way that makes sense because they haven't had a lot of time and they've had to use their energy efficiently and things like that. I think this person has some type of knowledge that makes them a leader in some capacity. I do think a lot of it is book knowledge or academic knowledge, with the King of Swords being here. This person's really good with their words, although I feel like they don't always speak. I'm just seeing someone kind of trim the fat off of something. So they're really good at trimming the fat off, getting right to the heart of an issue, which again, it's like that helps them get to the heart of a lot of things in their life so that they can plan around. I feel like this person reflects you in a lot of ways, where both of you seem to like have very adventurous hearts, very adventurous spirits. There's a lot of things you want to do, places you want to see, projects you want to accomplish. And for that, you need this very like strategic mind, this planning kind of a mind. And I feel like maybe you have this as well, but this person certainly does have this, of let's get it all out on the vision board. Let's start to like really, what's step one? Like, let's get rolling on this. And I do feel like that is something that's really beautiful about your relationship is the wonder and the adventure in your brains as well as in your life. Because I think a lot of you guys, you like to talk very much about trips, travels, different cultures, maybe even. Yeah. Now, this person also, they can have like a certain element of anxiety, but I feel like this would be someone with high functioning anxiety. They hide it really well. They almost like use it as fuel, but I'm just telling you this. I don't think it's like the healthiest thing here for this person, but it is coming through here in the cards. This is a person who does need time alone. And I think it's because they might actually, maybe they work with children. I think they have a leadership role of some kind. And they're very well liked. This is a person who's very well liked by a lot of different people, and a lot of people want this person's like attention, and so they have times in their life, because again, this is a strategist, a planner. These are the times in my day or in my week that I'm available for that, and then I'm gonna go away and I'm gonna recharge my batteries. This person might even like mountains, being at the top of a mountain. Just getting out, being alone in the fresh air. I feel like this is a thinker. This person has a lot, like in their imagination, they always have like ideas and imagination. They might always think about spiritual things as well. I think they're always thinking about groups and maybe even about children, but it doesn't have to be. I think it's more people who have experienced similar things to like that they have experienced, how they can be of service, how they can help, things like that. Maybe this person, if you know them to have a child, they might like worry about not being there enough for their child, because I see a person with a lot of responsibilities that's coming through here. But this person is very, I think they have a quick wit and a strong sense of humor, but it's not like on all the time, because I think this person might spend a lot of time in their mind strategizing and problem solving for other people. And they like to do this for other people. And I think they would like to do this for you as well, where it's like, I know that things are looking really busy, but we're going to get that thing done that you wanted, you know, or we're going to go to that place that you wanted, because this person really does. This is almost a person that feels like you can do everything. You just can't do everything at the same time. You just have to figure out how to get all the rocks in the jar, you know? I haven't used that example on here for a while, but I always think about this. You know, like you have all the different size rocks and how do you fit them all in the jar? And the key is you get the big rocks in first. That's like this person's motto or philosophy, is you just have to figure out which are your big rocks, you know, and get them in first. Now, this person, I feel like there is something in their life that was a big turning point, and it might have been actually quite traumatic. And this person even could have been the victim of a big smear campaign. I feel like people have gotten this person's energy wrong in the past, but it was like in a big way, or it affected them in a very big way. But this person has managed to like put themselves back together, and they have managed to like flourish. And they also have managed not to lose their heart of service or like caring for other people. I feel like this is a person that's like, well, you know, sometimes things happen, or sometimes people don't always get it right. But if we can forgive one another, like, and move on, this person has like a heart like that. I feel like this person might be very socially active and feel akin, if not outright belonging to several different groups. I feel like they might have an interesting nose or profile. I don't know what that is going to be, but I feel like that's something that's going to stand out. Now, this person, I feel like they might like, I just feel like this person like sitting alone and looking up at the sky or looking at nature. And you might catch them in their brain. Like they live a lot in their mind. They're very independent, this person, and they need somebody who is independent to a certain degree as well. Like that has hobbies, that has goals and dreams. That's why they like you so much, is because you have your own goals and you're always planning things out. And this person doesn't feel like they need to be the only person doing that. They feel like you'll do it and then they'll do it, and you're both are on the same page about that. And so you don't feel like a drain on their energy. I feel like this person really moves away from people who are overly needy, or who want this person to rescue them, because this person has kind of rescuer energy, where because they're a survivor themselves and they've built up their own resilience. But I think a lot of people look at this person and they're like, oh, okay, well then you can do that for me. And this person is like, nah. You can book an appointment, you know, between the hours of 9 and 5, baby, Monday through Friday. Like, we don't do that in the social life. We don't do that in the social life. So, yeah, so I feel like that's another thing like that this person likes about you, is that you can be very self-contained here as well. And they also like that there's something about you that makes them feel abundant, or like things grow around you, especially like in their social life, in their home environment. They see this as a long-term connection with you just right off the bat. Now, there's something very sexual here about this person, and I feel like it's like this person has an unconventional appearance here in some way, but it drives people mad. Like it kind of drives them a little bit wild, because this person has like kind of a sensuality or a sexuality about them in the way that they move. And I'm hearing duck and weave. I think this person might actually be pretty good at ducking and weaving through groups in a way that is kind and is pleasant, because I just keep getting how much other people like to be around this person. And this person likes that too. It's like, but they also are probably more introverted than people realize, and they need to, you know, pull back and actually recharge their batteries. But yeah, this person might like to wear their hair up, or I feel like this person wears their hair in all kind of different ways, man or woman. They even if like, I don't know, you meet them and their hair is short, you might see that they've had their hair long or something as a man, or even as a woman. I feel like this person does like a lot of different things to their hair. Very eclectic. They kind of match how they are with their outside environment, you know, what's required of them. They do that pretty well. But I think this person is like more of a casual dresser whenever they can. Like they wear boots and sneakers and jeans and, you know, things like that. So, like I was saying, though, there is something that is unconventional about this person. I think this is going to sound weird, but like there's something about them because I'm getting Bharani energy, and one of the hallmarks of Bharani is they can have an unconventional appearance, but they are still it's the birthplace of Venus. It's it is a very beautiful sign, and it's also ruled over by the yoni. So I feel like there could be something very fertile about this person. So man or woman, maybe there's just the signifiers of fertility. Maybe they have like, I don't know, rosy cheeks or, hips or cheekbones. I don't know. Something like that. Now, and I also think this person might have a lot of energy. There is a sense that this person has left something behind in their past, though, like in a big way. And I want to say for a lot of you guys, it's like significant relationships in their past that they had to. And I feel like you actually might relate to this person in that way. Because I feel like you are also a very independent person. And you actually don't mind standing out either. Yeah, so, and there's a lot of sexual passion and sexual chemistry, like a lot between the two of you. And yeah, maybe, I don't know, I'm just seeing you guys like go out on vacations and stuff. And that's like a big part of like, I don't know, maybe you guys have like a map or something where you've, enjoyed each other. But yeah, this person, I think they have a heart for children. Either they have, I think there's a child they think about that where they're wondering if they spend enough time, with that child. But this person definitely does have a heart for children. But this person, I feel like they have left behind significant relationships. Maybe one of them, maybe this person's divorced and they left behind, another marriage or something. And I feel like that kind of, there must have been something, maybe there was an addiction or there was something unexpected that went wrong in that relationship because I think this very much goes against what this person wanted for themselves, that vision that they had. This is a person who feels like they can have it all if they build it right. They can't have it all at just one time, that kind of a situation. Now, I feel like whenever you meet this person, they feel like they're not able to offer you they're in a building stage, and I feel like you are as well. Both of you guys might actually like planting or gardening. Somebody here I think does, but they're working on something. This person is working on, I feel like they always have many projects that are going on, and it doesn't have to all be for work, but some of them could be for community related events or things like that. But they're definitely working on bringing something to fruition, and they feel that you are actually a really big part of that. This person has goals. They want to get out of like where it is that they are. I feel like this person has built something that is successful here in the past. But there's a sense that they're planning something else. Yeah, they have some kind of dream. It's like a creative dream. Maybe it's artistic in some way, but this person is like business minded, and I feel like they might give really good advice, but they give a good advice because of their lived experience. And people can sense that about this person, that they're not just, they actually could be very educated with the King of Swords, but they're not only coming from that place. They've actually lived the things that they're talking about. Now, there's unexpected changes that have come through from other people with the 2 5s here, and I don't know what that is, but I think it presents as obstacles. But all of this, Spirit is being very clear that this is like working and shaping and moving things in the way that they need to go. Because Ganesh ultimately does bring luck. So even the obstacles that are in your path are there to bring luck about here in your life. Now, the big thing that stands out about this person is some type of big loss. Yeah, I'm just getting like all this night, like the sky and then nighttime. I don't know. But there has been some sort of big loss. I also think you find this person very sexual, like, or you have like a very sexual connection. I just keep getting that. But I think there's a loss. I think it's of people. And then it also could have been of some kind of dream, which makes me think, maybe it was a relationship that didn't work out, a family that didn't work out, something like that. And you can see that it really weighs on this person, and that it's, something that they feel sad about. There's a loss of like social or community or something where this person had to move away. But you see this person as having, like being able to offer a really big cup. a cup of, the Ace of Cups, this cup of love, and that they're not even really aware of it themselves yet, but they have all of these things to give a person. Now, their love language. So with the Ace of Pentacles, I automatically am thinking gift giving might be one, but I think this is somebody who likes to, again, and they're doing this with you, they like to build things for the long term. Everything that they do, they think about, okay, well, what can this grow into? And then this person likes to show up for those things, grow and nurture each one of those things, which again, that would be why, having a family that they had to move away from, or, feeling like they had let down a child that they had brought into the world or something like that would really, really weigh on this person, because they like to, this person likes to give simple things. I think they might really enjoy food, but they like stability and they like to grow things over the long term. This person really does. I feel like I don't know, this person might have a very logical approach to love, but again, it's because they have this planning kind of a mind. They really like to be of service. So I think they might like to make things for you, whether it's food or something, and then give it to you. But it's something that they put their like skill or their time or their energy in, and then they give it to you, and they know that when you're eating that, like they're helping to nourish your body, and they put all like their love into it and all these good ingredients, and they like to do little things like that. But it's things they know that's going to impact you or impact your relationship for a long period of time. There is a sense of like liking to indulge and liking to enjoy the good life, but also enjoying working hard to get to that place. There is a sense that, I don't know. Wait, what is this that I'm getting? Okay, so I think this person's been hurt in the past. And it's because, with this energy that I'm getting here, there could be have been a third party situation or some type of competition energy, and this person like really doesn't like that. They kind of turn away from that. And maybe that is in part what's hurt them here in the past, but wow, there's been some kind of pain. Some kind of pain about a responsibility that they feel maybe it is, and I think I don't know, I think it has to do with family, either their family of origin or a family that they've built. But there could have been a third party situation or some kind of fighting, some kind of just upheaval that was really coming through. I think for some of you guys, this person may have had an addiction. It could have been like an addiction to daydreaming or something with Neptune here, or they could have poured higher vibrationally. This person would have transmuted that into a creative project or business, or maybe even their spirituality. But for others of you, this person could have gone through a really difficult time. They just kind of, everything caught them off guard. This person does have a tendency of looking on the bright side, and then having like sudden realizations that something that they thought was too good to be true actually was too good to be true. So I think this person, that's why, I don't know if this has always been them, but over time I feel like there's a lot of Pentacles energy. This person likes to take their time. They like to allow things to unfold. That's what makes them feel really safe. And they don't like anybody who's competing for their attention or anything that's like super fast and super passionate. And obviously who doesn't like a little passion in their relationships, but this person wants more than that. And they don't want to be triangulated. They don't want to compete. They want something that's going to be stable. They want something that's going to have that, especially if this person has a family or wants a family, they want to build that on a solid foundation with someone who comes through as solid. And for those of you who you were asking about a certain person, I feel like that's why there's obstacles, is because this person comes off like that, but they actually don't have the stuff when it comes down to it. They're not interested in keeping like a stable environment for a family or for a child. They're selfish and they're gonna do them. That's not the energy of this future person that's coming into your life, which is why there needs to be a letting go, a release, a mourning, and then so that something else, something better, something higher vibrational can come through. In a way, you're healing through this relationship that you have with this other person. That's the higher vibrational use of it, where you're transmuting that into something better here. So yeah, so the person that you're with, they might have some kind of academic degrees or things like that, but they have plans to do more than whatever that field is that they're in. I feel like this person could be a leader. They're very well liked by a great many people. This is a very smart person. And I feel like one of the byproducts of everything that they have been through is they've had to get really lean. And maybe that's a physical trait, but I feel like in the way that they move through the world, they've got to be very aware, strategic, and knowledgeable, especially because this person has a lot of goals and a lot of visions, and they understand that they need to be able to plan in order for all of that to happen, and then like take some kind of action. I feel like this person might be very good with their money, especially they might have to manage money for like another group or a situation or a business, but I feel like this person is very good with their money. Again, very strategic here with that. They might come off as being a little guarded and hard to get to know, and that comes from a very real place here from this person, because I'm seeing some type of devastation here in their past in regards to having to let people go that they didn't want to. And I think that there's a strong family tie, either family of origin or a family that they've built for themselves, whether that's like, I don't know, it was painful, whatever it was. But they are starting out a new cycle here for themselves. And I do feel like it's cost them a lot of energy. This person has been very strategic about building whatever that is. And they see you as someone who understands that, because you have things going on as well in your life. And they see you as someone who has you have a lot of things that you want to do on the adventure front, and also on maybe on your business front and things like that. I feel like this person hasn't been able to travel as much as they want, especially recently. So this person's been kind of maybe down about that, and they're trying to figure something out. I think there's something they're dealing with. Maybe it does have to do with the money, or they're saving their money in order to maybe start a business or fund a project, or I don't know. There's something strategic that they're doing with their money. So it's made them want to get away and take a vacation, but they haven't really been able to lately. When you meet this person, they have things that they're growing, and they're waiting for it to bloom and blossom. And I feel like it's already started to grow, whatever this is, but they have much bigger plans for a lot of those different things. This is a person that, like I said, you're recognizing that they do have some type of grief, but also that they have this really beautiful energy because of everything that they've been through and the way that they have used it to build themselves back up. This is a person who will build with you when they love you. With the Ace of Pentacles, they want something for the long term. They want something stable. They also might give you gifts, but I think these are very meaningful gifts, and they would showcase like skill or thought. Yeah, it's like they don't just give gifts to give gifts. I feel like if this person wears jewelry, which again, I feel like they are very casual a lot of the time, but they would wear gold jewelry, I think, for the most part. And like when this person's in a group, they are very lively and they're very fun, but they have this other side to them that is very introverted, and where they like to protect their heart and their money as well. So this person wants to build a home for sure. I think the thing you'd have to watch with this person is timing. Because if you bump into this person, which the universe seems to, like I said, all these obstacles and things, it might be managing that. Because that's like, when I'm just reading this person's energy, I can see timing is a big thing. Because they have a lot going on, like at all times. And if you bump into this person at the wrong time, they're not even going to notice you. Or like the things that you can bring to their life. They're not going to look at you that way because this person lives a lot in their mind, and it wouldn't have anything to do with you, and that you're not good and that you're not beautiful and worthy and that you didn't catch their eye. I just feel like this person can live a lot in their mind, and they are trying to accomplish their goals. So they sometimes don't I don't know, recognize opportunities around them. Yeah, this person has developed a kind of wisdom though, because whatever this person does, I think there's a field that they're in and they're considered like very good at whatever that is. But this person has developed a wisdom far beyond that, because the whole way that they run their life is very orchestrated in a way that demonstrates that they don't just like take a hit and fall. They take a hit and they learn from it, and then they build in some kind of skill. And really integrate that and apply that to their life. And so this person has been able to build up a momentum over time. And I do feel like this person, either it comes from somewhere, it could even come from the church or some type of like authority. This person might have a strong Saturn in their chart, or strong like super ego, because I feel like for them, they have a lot of expectations. And I don't know, I think they've taken it over. Like they put those expectations on themselves, these high expectations. I think there might be some type of a religion involved, or spiritual expectations on them as well. But this person, tithing might be important to them in some way as well too. But I just feel that this person has a lot of expectations that they try to live up to. And it's because they've have this independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering their fear of surviving. So I think this person has been in a place in their life where they have had to survive, and they learned how to do that. So this is a bit like a street rat, you know, they're scrappy, they're street smart, they're street wise, but they've built something for themselves, you know? Yeah. They also might like to dance. That might surprise you about this person. They might really like to dance and be very good at it. So they might want to take you dancing too. But because this person likes to work hard and play hard. They don't want to just do one or the other. So I think this person does have, I think this is like a normal thing, but I think this person has a habit of not really seeing how far they've come, and instead being very upset about like whatever has like passed them in the moment or something. But in reality, I think this person's very impressive that you are your future spouse. And I mean, the passion's off the chain. You might have to pull this person out of their head a little bit. But you do have a very passionate connection. And I feel like especially when you go on adventures together, and especially like when you're growing things together as well. I don't know. You might have to fit like some quickies into the office or something. I don't know. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting to, which this person I think would be okay with. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that was helpful. Hold on. I just want to see. So I feel like because I can tell the obstacles on this person's side. They're clearly growing something. And I was like, well, what are the obstacles on your side for? And for you guys, I feel like you're also dealing with a skill. You're becoming a maverick. You're matching this person's energy, I feel like. Both of you are on a more independent path, at least in this point in your lives, where being independent, being self-sufficient, those are important things to you. And actually I think those relationships are the healthiest. Again, because you've got Aries that sits opposite Libra. So you need two strong, independent individuals who have a synergy and who want to work together. And that's what I feel like you guys are building. And you are headed towards a new day here for yourself as well. And there is something that you're working on, and I think maybe you're collaborating. There's something here that I don't know, maybe you'll collaborate with this person on something, and that's how you're going to meet this person. But I feel like you're clearly leaving behind something that was very emotional, and you're headed towards a brighter new day for yourself, and you're headed towards your own healing. And I feel like when you've done your healing, that's when maybe this person is going to come into your life with this Ace of Pentacles down here at the bottom. Because I get for a lot of you guys, you were really stuck on a person that was somehow unavailable. They could have been in a marriage or otherwise emotionally unavailable. They could have had similar traits to this person where they were the things that you liked, right? Like they were very busy. They were very I don't know, something like that. But there's just a sense that this person that you're going to meet is going to be emotionally available. And for some of you, it could even be this person, but if they're married, certainly they need to end that, you know? Yeah. In order for their lives to change here too. But I think somebody here could have a child and they don't want to let down that responsibility. But they're also like, I think it's like, how much longer can I do this, like in their situation? So that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 1. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Okay, so pile number 2. Here's the thing. There is a bit of a warning here in these cards. But before we have a panic and you throw your phone across the room and start cursing my name, I actually feel like if we just dust off that third eye for a second, this is actually like a huge, and I mean a truly incalculable blessing that Spirit is really coming through for you here with, giving you this heads up before it happens. Because in my mind, we are all co-creators with Spirit, and none of this is set in stone. This is not a like dooms sentencing message, not in the least. What I think is going on here is that if you pick this pile, your soul in particular, you guys have signed up for some pretty big lessons about seeing through the veneer of things, right? It's more than just face values. What glitters isn't always gold, that kind of thing. And you might have those lessons kind of repeating over and over again in your life. So what Spirit is saying with this pile is a big lesson, because you could potentially end up married to this person. And that doesn't need to happen. But you have kind of a big moment where you can see through a veneer here of a person, and it's really going to do wonders for you. like if for you to catch that. And I do have like spirits really coming through for you guys here in this pile. Now, another thing that I want to say is I've kind of been at this pick a card thing for a hot minute at this point. And what I haven't figured all of this out, but I have noticed there tends to be like some kind of like thread that weaves through all of these piles. What I think I have figured out is whenever a quote unquote bad message comes through, which I disagree with that phrasing, but you get what I'm saying, in a reading that's supposed to be fun or happy, whenever that happens, like I said, it's a huge blessing. But I feel like if you take it to heart and if you allow the warning or the message, if you get to the root of whatever that really is trying to point you to, then what ends up happening is you actually pop into one of the other two piles. And obviously I haven't read pile number 3 yet, but I honestly love the Baba Yaga card in this deck. And so I'm getting a good vibe from it. And I can tell you from looking at this spread, this person and this situation looks like a shadow version and honestly a cheap knockoff of what pile number 1 actually is. And the key to understanding that is in the obstacles, because for pile number 1, Spirit was really harping on about that. You might want to watch this after, you might want to watch pile 1 after this pile. But Spirit was really saying like, look, you feel like you've had all these obstacles in your way. Maybe it's taken you longer than you thought to find your forever person. Maybe something always ends up happening that ruins things. But please understand that these obstacles are actually working for you. They're not working against you. And then when I hope, at least, like when I was describing their person, like their forever person, that it really made sense why those obstacles were necessary. And I feel like the same could be true for a lot of you here who chose pile number 2. That those obstacles, it's best not to try and override them because they're actually working here in your favor. And that message is echoed here because you have 2 7s. And a lot of times with 2 7s, that means slow your roll, take your time. Don't let anybody rush you into this decision, because I can see you really love this person that's coming through. They don't love you, not in any kind of real way. Like this is a person, and it has, that's not a judgment on you. This is a person who's like looking for opportunities. They want to marry well. They want opportunities to open up for themselves. That's what they're looking for. And there is a sense of like finding someone who is strong, but also like kind of a fool for them. They feel like maybe they found their perfect fool for them in this connection. And we don't want you set up for that. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, maybe you feel like it's time for you to settle down. And that's actually what you need to acknowledge, is it's putting you into a bit of a stupor or like a vulnerable state where you might cut corners where you wouldn't usually. You might overlook things that you wouldn't usually. And Spirit saying, don't do any of that. Because not only do you have the 2 7s here that are saying, don't be rushed into anything, you know, especially not when you're in that, I'm going to call it a love bombing phase. If you don't know what love bombing is, I feel like you should look into that. But this person might have you in this like sexy haze and then like be rushing things around. And that combined with you feeling desperate or low or hopeless at a certain point, which we all feel low, those kinds of ways. That's not a judgment. I feel like that could potentially be ignite something that doesn't really need to get ignited. And it's certainly not for the highest vibrational good of all. Now, you also have 2 8s here, which is pay attention to the details. Remember how I said you're seeing through the veneer. What glitters isn't always gold. It's saying look closer. And this is also kind of reminding me of pile number 1, except for here, because you have this liberator energy at the bottom of the deck. So this person's going to present like a liberator. Anytime you see anything on that drama triangle come up, like just allow it to be a red flag for you. This person wants to present as a rescuer, as a savior, as a liberator for you. But what Spirit is saying is do not ignore legitimate constraints, because there are legitimate constraints here with this person. Remember, the obstacles are actually working for you, not against you. Because this person wants to impose their own tyranny over those they claim to liberate. And they can only do that here with you if you ignore legitimate constraints. This person, I feel there's another person in the picture, to be honest. This person might be in a relationship or maybe even a marriage whenever you meet this person. And Spirit's saying that constraint right there, that be legitimate. We're going to look at that as legitimate. Hey. We're not going to gloss over that. No, sir. No, sir. So, because I get a sense that maybe you're receiving money from another person here. I think it's a man. And it could be Okay, and this is like very specific. I'm going to say this and then we'll get more into this person's energy. This person has received money from a man. So I don't know if it's their father, like maybe they had a big inheritance or something like that. They had a trust fund and they've come of age or something like that. Or they were in a marriage and they're receiving like alimony or child support. But the thing is, this person could be passing that off as like some kind of money that they made legitimately through a business or something. But really somebody gave them that money. And but they're not telling you that, because this person has a lot of skeletons in their closet, which is another reason why it's like slow down, ask questions, right? They have a lot of skeletons in their closet. This person's energy is destructive, and tyrannical, and they have a way of kind of like destroying things. So they might have this like kind of social climber energy, but that's only going to be apparent to you if you see this person objectively for what it is that they actually are. And that is that they're using the power of romantic attraction for their own private agenda. This person wants, Scorpio rules over other people's money. And the eighth house and Jupiter is husband. Eighth house rules over funds after marriage. This person wants to marry well. They want to benefit from a marriage that they have. They want it to bring them opportunities, possibly wealth or fame as well, with the Knight of Swords. Okay. I feel like you're confused here about this person anyways, which is another reason it's like when that happens, slow down. Don't lean in, lean out. And then just watch how that person kind of handles this. So this person with the Two of Cups, I feel like they are presenting themselves like as your soulmate. And I feel you love this person, but really it's just like passion. That's what it is. I mean, this is love bombing. It's the beginning of a relationship. You know, it's all of those things, the butterflies in your stomach and all of that. So they present as this Two of Cups. And, you know, I feel like there's something about this person, like especially they have the vibe of, you know, that trope, like they're not like the other girls, but it's like very overdone. I feel like it's kind of something that they're really trying to push forward, because you're seeing this person as being very quirky, as a breath of fresh air, as somebody who does their own thing, sings their own song, and also as someone who is very maybe successful in business. Like they're successful in doing that, but this person has a magnetism about them that they harness in order to make their own luck and to make their own opportunities. And then they kind of try to, they relabel it like after the fact, you know, as if something happened that didn't actually. So it's just important to keep that in mind. I feel this person is actually like, they've got to be very beautiful. At least you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I think you find this person to be very beautiful. They could even have Denishta in their charts, but again, that can be a sign of frequent arguments after marriage and possibly feeling isolated and separated. I feel like you yourself feel isolated for some reason. Like I think you're coming through in this hermit energy where you feel like isolated and alone. You could withdraw from society out of fear of negative judgments of others. And maybe this person is more social, or they don't seem to care or something like that, that they don't fit in or that they go their own way. Again, it's all about image with this person. That's what they're like really putting forward here for you. And I feel like if they were trying to bait somebody else, it would be a different image they would kind of contort themselves into. Now, this person, whenever you meet them, they're going to feed you this story that they're releasing what is potentially destructive and that they're preparing for new life. Maybe they were in a marriage and this person was very loving and very giving and brought them some type of power and social prestige and a lot of sexual pleasure as well. But they're not going to frame it like that. They're going to say that they have to break away from this negative or destructive toxic situation. And they could say that everyone is kind of against them. So they need this fresh new start, right? But that's just the story they're saying. And because I think you recognize that this person has closed out 2 cycles. Now that could be that they've closed out 2 major relationships, possibly marriages in their past. And it also could mean that this person, like maybe they got out of a relationship and they just moved, you know, but it's like 2 very big adjustments. And Spirit is saying, don't ignore that legitimate constraint, right? Like this person is, they're not, and I feel there's every possibility that this person did it on purpose. Like, I don't know. I guess that would mean that they had to have met you before, like they had to have known about you before or something. And then they just like showed up, because I feel like this person is trying to stage like a meet cute, from like movies, but there's nothing cute about this, and there's nothing spontaneous about it either. This is as planned as the day is long, and this person's really putting on a good front that, oh, I just moved here, I'm here starting over for myself. I just needed a new beginning. I think there's something obviously contradictory about this person's values, like where they're obviously not living it. Say, for instance, like this person, maybe they have actually had 2 divorces or something where, but then they tell you that they have like, oh my gosh, they'll do anything for their family, like strong family values. Now, there's legitimate reasons why someone could have 2 divorces, but what I'm saying is like, if that was really important, like, what, like, now we need to kind of get into what exactly went wrong. I think you really need to hear from this person a certain level of personal responsibility, and none of this like, well, I know this and that, but I feel like this person might say but a lot. That's a red flag for this person's energy. You want them to stick the landing on it. Because I feel like they give a sense to you that it's like you and them against the world, and everybody's going to be against the 2 of you. But it's really just like, because your friends and people that love you are going to be raising some questions about this person, because they're not in the stupor that you're in. They're instead seeing this through sober eyes, and they're going to ask you the questions that I feel like Spirit is saying you should be sticking up for yourself and asking these questions here as well. Now, this person, like I said, they've got 2 kind of new beginnings now, and it's readily apparent to you that they have these 2 new beginnings. And you're seeing this person as like a shot at new love for you. You're seeing this person as like maybe a savior, a liberator, as your true love. But I just don't see that. It's not genuine, and that sucks to say, but it's better for me to say it to you here. So again, like just it's telling you, take your time. It's telling you to ask questions. It's telling you all that glitters isn't gold. It's telling you to pay attention to the details. And it's telling you that this person has things in their closet. So it's just something to really like pull through, if that makes sense. You're seeing this person as a bit of a loner. But I feel like it's because they've like recently moved or something like that. You see them as so interesting, so unique. So there's something artistic or creative about this person, and they just seem like blasé or like laissez-faire, que sera in their attitude. But like this person is planned. They're so strategic, and they come off very polished in it because they're so actually rehearsed. I feel like this person might do a lot of like framing. They might set the record straight. Like, no, they have an excuse for everything. But I feel like there's a certain amount of things that'll pile up where you're like, okay, I understand. Like you had 14 different excuses for all these different things. But I mean, there's 14 things here. What are the chances that every one of them wasn't at all your fault? Wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's something here where Spirit is just taking, it's hard for me to give examples because there can be legitimate reasons for any one of these things, but when it starts to pile up, because I think this person might be a practiced liar. They know how to very much like come across. They're a user, this person, and they're good at it. So, and they just want to, I feel like a big way that this person imposes their tyranny is by like their frame, their story. They are the, like, that's like a type of tyranny that they try to impose on other people, is like, no, let me tell you what happened. But there were other people involved in the situation, and that person's like illegitimizing other people's experiences, if that makes sense. There is something here about family where this person's like pushing forward that they have like these strong family values, but this person is just out for themselves. They're trying to get you to like live on the bright side of life, and they make you feel like you're a Casanova or something, that you're like a sex king or a sex queen, or and that you're just so funny. But I'm telling you, this person's kind of working you here, and And I feel like they're trying to come across like they have things going on. But like the person in pile number one, they legitimately have things going on. And so they might come off as standoff. So like pile number one's person actually had so much going on where it required obstacles to be in the path, because if you got put in front of that person at the wrong time, they were going to blow right past you, like trying to complete a project. That's real. Do you know what I mean? That's like somebody really does have things going on in their life. They're not really looking up. This is a person who is like very strategic. And I feel like they like to be around groups of people that have like wealth or money. This person tries to get to other people's money. I also feel like they are intuitive, actually. To a certain degree, they're intuitive, and but they don't use it for the right reasons. I think this person actually gets a good read on people, on their emotions, and especially their eighth house stuff. And with you, I think they might pick up on that you want to feel seductive, that you want someone who's different and who's a breath of fresh air and who's quirky, and they're going to mold themselves into that. There's something here about networking where it's like getting you out, getting you and like your brand out. Something here about like pursuing fame or being like that it couple. This person's kind of promising that, but really this person just brings destruction. And I think a lot of people around can actually see this person for what they are. And so whatever you've got in your mind that, okay, well, the two of us together, we're going to be some kind of like something everybody's going to envy. That's really not how it comes across for most people. I think there's people around who can see this. Yeah. So like seeing this kind of happen. So I think it's important actually to listen to your friends, because I think you're going to be really swept up by this person, but you don't have to be. And I feel like if you just have that, again, like throwing yourself into these soul lessons where not all that glitters is gold and everything just perfectly lines up and this person just shows up and then they just, I don't know. It's a little too matchy for me. This is a very calculating person and they use people. They definitely use people. You feel like this person maybe could raise your profile or something like that, or they definitely feel you could raise theirs. And yeah. What does this person want? The world. I pulled that and then I read it. This person wants the world. They want to use partnership to further their own agendas. Yeah. This person, look, Knight of Cups. Oh, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this person, this person, I'm trying not to feel sorry for this person because they bring it on themselves and they're very calculating. But you kind of have to feel bad for them because I think that they like they're broken, but like the way that they view love is like how much you can gift to them, how much you can bring to them. So it's like they might actually in their mind call that love. And I think this person might be like, oh my gosh, like we're so in love. But then after this love bombing is going to come a devalue discard phase where it's like once you give them what you have, they start devaluing you and then they discard you because they've used you up. So if that's what I think Spirit is saying is like, that's the problem with this like transactional using type of energy is it's not love. It's not going to grow and build. I can see this is a very sexual connection. So if you think sex is love, that's another way that you're going to maybe fall into this as well. Yeah, and then we've got Helen of Troy at the bottom over here. And I'm hearing smoke follows beauty. I think this person, you at the very least consider this person to be very beautiful. And I just get this person is making you feel like they need to be rescued, that they were victimized by their past and that they're releasing this, they're starting over, they're doing a bit of a damsel in distress sort of a thing. Or that's like, if they're female, then they're doing the whole, I'm not like the other girls, I'm very quirky, I'm releasing this negative pattern. If they're a guy, then they're like very playful, very foolish. They like to make you laugh, and maybe they just recently quit a job or something, and they're going to make it in a creative field or something, but they don't have, like, they're not bringing in money or something, so they're just telling you, like, to believe in their dreams or something like that. I don't know. This person is using you. And I like I said, it feels weird to even bring up examples, because it's like there's certainly, I don't know, like, legitimate times when this could be, but Spirit's saying this is very much not. And Spirit's saying, I put obstacles in your path to protect you, my guy or my girl. Ignoring legitimate constraints is the only way that you're going to get taken in by this person. Well, that and believing sex is love, and allowing yourself to be rushed into something and not paying attention to the details. And if you buy everything this person says, hook, line, and sinker. If something sticks out and you're like, that's like, doesn't really make sense, definitely ask that question. Definitely poke around, you know? I feel like this person says but a lot. They don't stick the landing on their personal responsibility, but you have to, this is a practiced liar, and they're practiced at working people. So they understand where, like, what people want to hear from them. They'll just but, and then they'll turn it. And, like, this person will do that over and over and over again until you're looking at a pretty pile of things where you're like, okay, so all these buts, they were all of your own making here. This is just kind of dangerous. It's very alluring. That's getting, like, very, very alluring. I feel like there's some connection to music here. And I'm just picturing in 10 Things I Hate About You, Matthew McConaughey, when he puts on, like, the perfect song, the perfect music, you know, everything just had to be just right. Like, this person kind of does that. Same thing like Hitch. Everything is very curated, even around this person's home, but I feel like it's cutesy, or it's like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to be done with this pile. But like I said, if you take these lessons to heart, if you don't rush yourself through, if you're doing all the things that I said, I feel like you're going to pop into one of these other piles. And I feel like you might want to listen to pile number 1, because that's the energy they're trying to replicate. And what they can't replicate, and where there's cracks in their armor, they're going to try to passion you into ignoring it. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Okay, pile number 3. This person is lovely, truly, truly beautiful inside and out. And look at all these major arcana cards here as well. So highly significant connection. And actually, speaking of that, because obviously you guys are the last pile in the overall reading. And I have noticed recently that there seems to be a connection between the piles sometimes in some readings. And obviously when I get to the last pile, if there is any kind of overall grand scheme of things like going on in the pattern of the reading, I can see that better here when I get to your pile than I could earlier on. And what I'm seeing here, I feel like it's significant. I do just want to say this because pile number 3, your pile, and pile number 1, they're coming out as cosmic counterparts in the zodiac because your person here is showing strong Ravati energy, which is the female elephant. And that does not mean that this person is a female. That's not really what that's there for. And the same. So in pile number 1, that person was coming out in strong Bharani energy, which is the male elephant. And again, it doesn't mean that that person is a male in the dynamic at all. But you do have a cosmic couple, a cosmic counterpart, which I feel like in a spouse reading, in your forever person reading, is so reassuring and so hopeful. It's very significant for spirit to kind of situate that way. And to top it all off, pile number 2 was more of a warning pile, and that the souls that picked pile number 2 were really learning a lot about seeing past the surface level of a person, seeing beyond just a veneer of someone to really get to the root of it. And if they could heed that warning, if they did that, if they learned those lessons, then it was actually going to funnel them into either piles 1 or piles 3. And I just find that to be so hopeful and just incredibly significant here in this reading. So absolutely beautiful. Anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about your person specifically. So this person, there's nothing surface level or veneer about this person. I actually feel they might go to great lengths to not indulge any kind of vanity in themselves. This is a very beautiful person. I feel like they have a natural beautiful quality to them that really emanates from their core, from the inside out. And this is something they like about themselves because they don't want to be signaling vanity, because what's that just going to do? That's going to draw a partner that's going to appreciate you for your vanity or for some superficial level things. This person doesn't want that. And we've seen this energy come up on the channel here before. Now, this person, I feel like they have a bit of late bloomer energy to them. And that's significant because I do feel there is an age difference here between the two of you. But because this person is also a late bloomer, then the age gap that is between you, I feel like it might not actually be as big, or maybe you think there's a maturity gap or something, but it's not as big as you think it is. And it's just because this person is a bit of a late bloomer. And the reason being is because this person, your future spouse, who is beautiful in every way, they have a long journey that they're on in their own soul. And this mirrors in pile number 1 because there was so many obstacles in that path, in that way, because both partners were learning many soul lessons about independence and going it on their own. Well, this person has that here as well. They definitely did not have an easy go of it early on. Doesn't mean that they had to have suffered any kind of major abuse, but I'm not like, that very well could be here as well. But I'm just seeing that there could have been a father here in this person's life that was not very affectionate, not very warm or loving or expressive of loving this person for themselves or for who they are. And so this person has associated getting love with productivity or like working really hard, towards something, making themselves something. And this has contributed to this person's worldview where they're not to be vain or like, surface level or something like that. So it's culminating into this beautiful energy, even though it's probably been hard for this person to deal with this at times. I feel like this person has suffered from like low self-esteem at times in their life where they don't feel worthy of love. And then that would kind of like spiral in, because this person has had to learn many lessons of Venus. So I feel like that contributes to this late bloomer energy that you're seeing here in this person, where getting comfortable with expressing their own Venus energy, their own creative, beautiful energy, their own value, like just playing around with that and having fun with that. That's been a longer term journey where this person has to kind of get comfortable with expressing their self-love. So openly, if that makes sense. And they might have even had to work on their self-love earlier on. But like I said, this person's on a longer term journey, and they've had to learn many Venus lessons. And I think they've learned many difficult lessons in love, again, pointing them on a journey of self-reliance and independence in some way, shape, or form here in their life. This is a person that is incredibly authentic here with this Baba Yaga card. And this longer term journey that they are on, I feel like it has to do with a profession, but it has to do with something very creative, and eventually they will make some sort of an income from this. I feel like, especially early on in this person's life, they've had to work many hard jobs that this person has such a heart, a beautiful spiritual heart. They're incredibly spiritual, and I want to talk more about that later, but this person has always provided some kind of nourishment for a community, no matter where they've been in their life, at what stage they've been at, how developed they were as a human being. They've always provided some sort of nourishment for a community. But I feel like it's in a way that has been, underappreciated or undervalued. I think people have been flat out mean to this person. In a lot of ways, but they still give love and they still give value. Now, because I said give nourishment, maybe that is in a literal way where they've had to work some food service jobs. This person could be a teacher in some way where they're nourishing young minds and things, but they're not really paid a lot or given the credit that they deserve, for doing that kind of work. It's not, what I'm trying to say, I feel like, in regards to that. So yeah, they've had to work these more difficult jobs, but I feel like this is a person who builds themselves into something. They are their life's work and their life's masterpiece in some type of way. There's always been something very creative that this person has nurtured kind of in the background of their own life. And I feel like even when this person was maybe working more difficult jobs, you would always find them in a manager role or in a trainer role or something, because they do have this natural ability to communicate their knowledge, experience, skill set, or wisdom wherever they're at. They're always valued for that. And I do feel like in the groups that this community works within, volunteer groups or something like that, where they are doing that hard, unappreciated work, they are actually valued and appreciated within those groups for just for how much value they do bring to the table. Now, this person is ultimately going to flower. I'm hearing that quote from Mulan, the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. And this person certainly has flowered in some type of adversity. And I feel like all of this is going to culminate here for this person, where I feel like they will be a teacher of something that brings a lot of harmony, brings a lot of balance to people's lives. Maybe it has to do with these tough lessons that they've learned around Venusian things, love, relationships, creativity, artistic, some endeavors. But they are going to develop themselves into a very wise and very sought after teacher with this ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. I think they're going to become a boss lady or a boss man, whoever this is. It's just they've taken the long road to get there, because there's nothing superficial about this person and they don't take shortcuts. And they really do have a heart of service. Now, I feel like when you meet this person, you feel like they're not much to look at right away. They're not ugly or hideous or have you recoiling or anything like that. But I just feel like you're not really... This person's beauty is it ages well, you know what I mean? And it's the more you get to know them, the more beautiful they become, because there's nothing surface about it. So you can see how if you meet pile number 2 first and you learn your lessons there, and then all of a sudden you get pushed over here into pile number 3, you can see how this is a continuation of that same lesson of really look to see. How funny that you guys are on my channel, because you're at someone's channel who's called Jessica, and Jessica means she who sees. And I've mentioned this before. I didn't know that. I just recently learned that. And my oldest prayer has always been for pure vision. So isn't that so crazy that there could be this tie-in of you're learning how to really see people and really see beauty and really see value. And then you would meet this person that's going to be your spouse. So it's almost like I'm helping you to meet your forever person. I hope so. I hope this is what's happening. So anyways, so this person, I feel like you just don't, because they don't play up their looks and that aspect to them, I just feel that, you know, you see this person as maybe even a little bit standoffish or very well boundaried, but this person has to be that way because they have this beautiful nougaty core. And I honestly think this person has like ugly duckling energy, right? Where they are a bit of a late bloomer. But what I mean by this ugly duckling energy is like, obviously ducks do not turn into swan, right? Swan turn into swan. And this person, I feel like people misunderstand them and they see them through the wrong lens and through the wrong context, because this person is incredibly spiritual, you guys. I don't know if they would describe themselves that way, but I'm just hearing like they make God very happy. Like they have a heart of true love. Like I'm just hearing that Lecrae song, Messengers, calling all the messengers. So maybe this person has a messenger type of overall life plan, but he says reflect his image and show the world what he cares for. That's what this God is like, kind of, at least in my mind. I don't want to speak for God, you know, or like the divine, but I'm just seeing like this person reflects God's image, you know, in a really whole way. And it's something that is very beneficial, and it's going to be rewarded, I feel like, but in heaven, you know, because this person's not looking for material or external rewards. It makes me think of that quote in the Bible, like seek your rewards in heaven and not in the land where things pass away. That's what this person does. So anyways, this person was always a swan amongst ducklings. And so because the ducks didn't know how to measure a swan's worth, this person has been laughed at, made fun of. I don't know if you remember the ugly duckling story, but ducks, they were like very mean to the ugly duckling, very mean. I think they even tried to like peck it to death at one point, or like threatened to do that. So, and so this person is constantly overlooked and seen and made fun of and degraded. And it's because people overlay their own worldly values, reasoning atop this person, which is a good sign. Spiritual people, and when they acquire that kind of like neutral energy, or they're not focused so much on their own PR, like we all kind of have to manage that as people. But if you're truly in neutral energy, then people can it's more of a reflection of the person who's making the judgment on that human being, you know, that has achieved some type of neutral state, either overall or in the moment, rather than this actual person. So people kind of write their own story, and it really is reflecting their own energetic state and their own values and their own, I'm hearing hideous nature back to them. So I would pay attention to the people around this person, because they just unknowingly tell you so much about themselves by the things that they say about this person. Now, I feel like the process here, look at all these major arcana, right? And major arcana in the tarot represents like the spiritual journey. I'm telling you, Revati is the most spiritual nakshatra, and it's dual. So you get the best of the best and the worst of the worst in Revati. But I feel like, you know, you're really getting the best of the best here with this person. Creme de la creme is what I'm hearing, at least spiritually speaking. And I feel like this whole process where you become awakened to this person's full nature, the beauty of them, the holistic beauty of them inside and out, is a big spiritual turning point for you as well, because I feel like this is a third eye opening where you're seeing the world through energy. You're not as bound to that material worldview that so many people try to overlay onto this person in order to degrade them and devalue them, when this person brings so much value to the table. So you are like, I think people think this person is stagnating because they're in like a low-paying job, but this person is diligent and they go where they're told by spirit. And then so this person is going to all of a sudden one day flower. This person is not interested in people who want to talk to them when they're the swan, by the way. So there is a window. There is a window. And because this person is authentic, and they become a vibrational match with other people who are vibrating authentically here as well. So anyways, you're going to become more and more aware. And meeting this person is actually kind of a spiritual initiation here for you. Again, I feel like this pile would almost have to pass that pile number 2 test in one way, shape, or form. And then you're going to meet this person, kind of a thing, or really have a shot to throw your hat in the ring with this person. But I feel like this could be a spark of a Kundalini awakening, especially if you do have sexual contact with this person, which obviously this is your future spouse. So given the circumstances, I hope that happens for you. I shouldn't laugh. I know people have different like beliefs and cultural things and stuff. But so that very well could happen with this person. But I do feel like your third eye is opened, your higher mind is activated just in coming across this person, contemplating on their energy, that kind of a thing, and watching the way this person lives their life and imitating them, in their energetic, however, whatever gifts you have to bring to the world, like you imitating this person's selfless service, and building that wealth in heaven versus like material wealth. Like there's some kind of a turning point here for you. This is a person who is very capable. Maybe this is I've got this energy before, but jack of all trades, master of none, but still always better than a master of one. This is someone who's been through many things. I feel like they are a bit of a Swiss Army knife here of a person where they know how to get themselves out of a difficult situation. And then they communicate that knowledge. I just feel like to have this person around you is a real gift, a real blessing upon your life, because they are so good at explaining things and they do have this in-depth knowledge about how to kind of survive here. But they really do take their skills and like developing themselves, and then they turn it into some kind of like, I don't know, they become an authority here in something. Now, the thing that stands out to you about this person is their worldview. And I think once you understand this person's worldview and everything's going to snap into place, and you kind of realize that they vibrate a little higher than other people do. Now, one thing, I feel like when you, oh, look at this. Okay. I feel like when you meet this person, again, like they don't really, people think that because this person works like a low paying job or something, that they're like a damsel in distress. Watch who says that, by the way. You're going to want to watch who says that. This person is no damsel in distress. We got this energy in one of the piles. I think it was pile number 1 in a reading that I did. I can't remember where it was. But where it was like, this person likes to be the source of their own wealth. They like to be independent. You're looking at a very independent person here. And so they were always happy with whatever they had. That's this person's energy here as well. But people will, again, try to throw dirt upon this person's energy. Oh, they're waiting for a knight to provide for them. Seduction by romantic illusion, this whole damsel in distress thing. They're playing a victim for positive feedback. And that's not this person at all. Like, this person understands the nature of healthy romance and encourages other people around them, holds them, brings them up to a higher standard, and inspires people to rely on themselves. This person's very inspired to rely on themselves and prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. I think you know this person's boundary. I think you know this person has like a shell to them, and it's because they are preventing themselves from becoming a victim. Prevent yourself from becoming a victim, and you don't need rescuing in the first place. So this person is strong. They might be like, she, this doesn't have to be a she, by the way, but it's like she be small, but she be mighty or something, whatever that phrase is. This person, I think, comes across small in many ways, but they are mighty. They have a real like internal force. That's what I'm saying. You kind of have a bit of a diamond in the rough here. And I just feel like that looks really positive upon you. I don't know, for spirit to give you such a person, such a quality human. I'm just hearing like the Lord is really trying to bless you with this person. Really, this is a blessing. And bless you with each other, especially if you resonate with pile number 1 at being your energy. This is a blessing. This was not all for nothing, but I'm hearing you can't just make this overnight, right? The things in life that are the best are the things that are worth waiting for, and the two of you are worth waiting for each other. I feel like there's going to be some kind of realization. There's going to be something this person says where it just clicks in. Their worldview just kind of clicks in for you, and then you can all of a sudden see all this person's pretty colors, Now, this person's love language, well, okay, so let's talk about how they see you. I think they see you as a bit more traditional than them, or maybe you have some type of an authoritative role or something like that. Maybe you are this person's teacher here in some place or another. Maybe you help people as well deal with suffering. Or you're like a master of suffering in some kind of way where you're guiding people along. This person sees you as very intuitive, very self-contained, as someone who makes difficult decisions for people. And this person has a lot of respect for your energy here as well. They don't really see you as like warm and cuddly or anything like that. But Okay, another thing I'm getting about this person is they have a little bit of like fake it till you make it kind of a thing, because this person is like very guarded and very boundaried. They do have to protect their heart and things like that, and they come across as strong, even when they're not, because this person is not like, they don't pathetic themselves is what I'm hearing. They really don't. And so they'll fake it till they make it. That's how they prefer to like go about their life, but they are going to make it there, you know? Okay, so let's talk about this person's love language. You have the Ace of Cups, which I love. So I love this card just in general. It's such a pure, sweet, loving energy. And then, of course, you have the energy of the dove. So, there's that quote that says, when you really want peace, you will choose peace. So anything that brings peace into like this person's arena or sphere or anything like that. So if you go out of your way to bring a sense of peace, a sense of harmony, even if that's like you guys are having a difficult discussion, but you try to make it as peaceful as you can, because you don't have anything to fear from this person. They're not gonna like stab you in the back, get you to get your guard down, and they're not gonna do any of that. So just pure love. I'm hearing like, honestly, just pure love, just pure good and simple love. That's all this person really wants. I think this person might be a little easy to please in regards to love, because they like the simple things. And I'm telling you, like, this person has really come from, maybe money was a thing for them in childhood. It was restricted. They didn't have a lot of luxury. They didn't have a lot of, like, I don't know, maybe extra money so they could have nice clothes or express themselves in a nice way or something like that. But this person, I don't know, just things that make things a little easier. I feel like this person really does appreciate that. This person, there was some kind of like big catastrophic moment, but it made this person loving. It didn't make them hard. It made them loving. And I do feel like there's something about this person that comes off a bit untouchable. Like that people don't want to. I feel like people are attracted to this person. I really feel that way, because I think this person just has a lot to give, and they are beauty incarnate, but not in a vulgar way. People are not like, they don't want to treat this person in a vulgar manner or anything like that. They have such strong compassion, and I feel like they really do, especially as they start to grow into themselves. This is probably, I think you meet them in a time when they have grown into themselves more. Maybe around 30 or 35 for this person with this Saturn energy. And there's something very protective here about this person. Like, they protect the vulnerable, or and they just have so much compassion, but it's not in a patronizing way that this person does it. It doesn't come from a place of like, well, I'm superior than you, I'm stronger than you, so let me get in here and protect you, honey. It doesn't come from that space. It comes from, yeah, I am you. I've been here before. I know exactly what this is. And so if you're in the trenches, I'll jump down here too. Like, shoulder to shoulder, we'll work this out. That's this person's energy. I feel that this is, Spirit really smiles on you to give you such a person. I know that this sounds, like fantastical maybe, but this person is a diamond in the rough. They really, really are. They're like an Aladdin type of a figure, whether they're riff raff street rat, I don't buy that. If only they'd look closer, would they see a poor boy? No siree. They'd find out there's so much more to me. Yeah. So male or female, that's this person's energy. And it just might, I don't know, maybe they've had to scrounge around and make the most for things, but again, it's made them so beautiful. It really, really has. This person is good at finding worlds within worlds, is what I'm seeing over here. And they're so happy to share their knowledge. And in a way, because remember, because this is this person's love language. Anything that makes things a little easier. And so this person, because they have this lived experience of things being hard, things being restricted, things being difficult, they don't get down there as like, somebody who has like quote unquote white savior complex. This person doesn't have that. This person's just like, well, I remember when I was doing that, and what I would always do is I would do this, and they share that with other people, and then they feel good because they know that it was harder, but they made things a little easier for other people. So, yeah, this is definitely what I would call a divine connection. I think you do have to work for it a little bit, though. I think there's it wouldn't surprise me if you had to meet pile number 2 first, show you could see through that. And then if you showed that you understood true beauty and true value, then you would have it shipped to your doorstep. So I think this speaks highly of you. I can't say that enough. Like, I think you are an older soul, or you've learned this certain lesson. And I just feel that Spirit smiles on you in a way too. And the things that you do too. And Spirit really wants to bless you, like, with this human being. And because I'm a person who thinks that we all are angels to each other. We can sometimes be devils to each other. You know, like, I have a very practical and mundane view of words like that, these magical spiritual words, and this would definitely be like an angel to you, somebody who uplifts you, maybe even through their skill set. But I think there's something about this person's solar plexus energy that you start to really realize. Yeah, I think when you start to maybe this is you, especially if you're like resonating with pile number 1, and you start to realize that this person, High Priestess, is divine feminine. Look at all these major arcana, y'all. But you start to realize that this person is so much more than what they seem, and that they're your pairing, your perfect like soulmate, and that they're calling you up in a way. This person's energy calls you up, calls you to be better, calls you to have and they're there. Oh, look, we had the 4 of Wands. Happy, active home life. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number 3. If that resonated, congratulations. I guess there's no way to know if it resonates until it happens, but this is very, very hopeful. Very hopeful. So just know about your person that they might not come across as much when you first meet them, and you might actually see people treating them badly. Maybe this is because they work in food service or some type of service capacity, maybe a teaching capacity, and people are mean to this person and they degrade them and they disrespect them and they don't value them. But I'm telling you here, this person is value itself. They bring a lot of value to the table. So that's what I have for you guys. If it resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.